This is going to be a quick video with a brief tour of my shop, kind of just so I can get a hang of this YouTube video stuff. It's a 10 by 13 building, so basically a well house. I've lost 1/4 of it to the water well. Here's the newest member of the family right here. I don't know if y'all can see that very well. It's a Cobalt 30 gallon, 1.5 horsepower. Turn on the light here. I can't turn on the light. It's a twin cylinder air compressor. I love it. The other one I had, a little 6 gallon oil lubricated piston seized up on it the other day. It was only 4 months old. There's my jet 1014 variable speed indexing. That's what I do all my work on. I just do small work, so small lathe works great. Got an assortment of wood turning tools up here. Some bought new from PSI, some old ones my dad gave me. And anything you see with the PVC handle, the tools I made, I'll show you all those here in a little bit. Like I said, there's my lathe. Got a shelf up there, miscellaneous stuff on. There's a few pieces I've got going in process right now. Different stages. Some need polished, some need more coats of CA. Mainly my videos, I wanted to highlight this product. Mesquite Man's Cactus Juice Stabilizing Resin. www.turntex.com. It's a heat cured stabilizing resin. Curtis Seebeck, the owner of the company, he's an awesome guy to deal with, has excellent customer service skills. His website, you need to visit it, again, www.turntex.com. He has done a lot of testing and research with different products, and he settled on this stuff that he markets as Cactus Juice. I was hesitant at first. I bought that quart to try it out. I liked it. I bought a 1/2 gallon, loved it. Now I'm up to 1 gallon, which you can see I've used almost all of that up. Got a box here of what was spalted highly punky oak. It's limb wood that I've saved from out here on the property. I live on 5 acres with family. Mainly blackjack oak, white oak, hickory, and a lot of cedar. But those have all been stabilized. That's a good sized box. There's probably about 20 pounds worth of stuff in there. The great thing about this resin is once I get it juiced and baked, I can turn it next week, next month, next year. I don't have to worry about it cracking out on me, which was the case before. I'd always have to chase cracks with CA glue to get it to stop. Today I experimented with some cedar. The ones that have VP are vacuum and pressure treated. The ones that have a V were just a straight vacuum. I'll show you my setup for those here in a little bit. But you really need to try this stuff. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. If you're hesitant, buy a quart, try it out, see how it works. I think you'll like it. It's very simple to use, straightforward. The 1/2 gallon and gallon, you have to catalyze yourself. It comes with a catalyst. Very easy to do. Anybody can do it. One thing I want to note is the oak that I use, it's dirty wood. Basically what I do is scrape the bark off of it, brush the junk off of it as much as I can, rough turn it if I need to, but I reclaim every bit after I'm done. I run mine through a paint strainer and a funnel just to get the big bits out, and you can see what's down in there. One thing I use right there is a Harbor Freight paint pressure pot. I stripped everything off of it except for the pressure relief valve. I took out the paint pickup tube. I've plumbed the end there with a QD fitting. I don't know how clear this is going to be. I apologize for the shakiness and the bad video. This is my first time. Anyway, it's got a ball valve on there so I can seal it off if I'm doing vacuum or pressure. Get down here. I've got a duplex gauge on there, pressure and vacuum. It's a 60 psi pressure gauge because that's all that tank is rated for. That's what I do the bulk of my stabilizing in. Some of it will go through just a vacuum cycle, some of it vacuum and pressure. I've noticed a little bit of difference in vacuum and pressure over just vacuum. Some of the smaller pieces I do, I'll show you my homemade setup over here. What this is, it's a 1-inch acrylic lid, and it's been plumbed. I drilled a hole in it, I don't remember what size, put some Teflon tape on it, 1/8 pipe nipple, screwed it down in there. You can see the rest of it. It's got a vacuum gauge on it, ball valve for sealing it. It's got a QD fitting on there. This is a combination vinyl, Buna end, and neoprene ring that I used to seal it. This is 6-inch Schedule 120 water pipe that I scavenged from a site where they were redoing the water lines. I've got some in different sizes. This is about 3/8 inch thick cutting board. What I did is on one side I traced the inside and outside circumference around the cutting board, made a witness mark on both sides, as you can see. Then what I did is I pre-drilled 8 holes, and I countersunk on the bottom. Those are 1.25 inch deck screws, and I use the witness marks to line up the pipe to pre-drill pilot holes. I learned from experience that you have to pre-drill pilot holes in the pipe or else it will crack out on you. But with this setup I can get 27 to 29 inches of vacuum. I've got a couple of other lids up there. There's a leak in them somewhere I can't find. I'll get to 27 inches, then it starts dropping slowly. But there's some more chambers that I made different sizes. Continuing the shop tour, here's a small abrasive blasting cabinet I made out of plywood, PVC lid. I still got to get gloves for it. I think I found a source for some inexpensive gloves. What I use for blasting, get in here see if I can show this to you, is a Badger 260 mini blaster. It uses 220 grit aluminum oxide or finer. I've got a hole in the bottom. I reclaim all my media that I can, strain it through 100 mesh. Got a dedicated bucket for it. There's my little toaster oven that I use to bake the cactus juice. It has been calibrated at 200 degrees as Curtis recommends in his website. Like I said, it's a small shop. Got a compound miter saw hanging on the back wall for when I need it. A little Ryobi, I believe it's a 9-inch bandsaw. Porter cable, variable speed, 8-inch grinder. Got the Tormek grinding attachment on it. It's Tormek tool rest. Here's another one of my babies, the Jet slow speed wet grinder. I love it. It's awesome. It puts a razor sharp edge on your tools. It's got the honing wheels, strop wheels over here. I got the attachment for doing bowl gouges, spindle gouges, getting the inside flute. Got an old 6-inch grinder motor that my dad gave me. I basically stripped it down, made a mandrel for the left and right side, and turned it into a variable speed buffer. That's not variable speed. What I did is I wired up, let me zoom in here a little bit, a rotary dimmer switch to the motor, and it's got a plug where I can plug it in and out whenever I need to. I was advised not to do it. I talked to the guys. I had to take my Porter cable 8-inch in for repair. The processor went out on it. The guys that work on these day in and day out said the switch will work as long as the rating, the amperage and watt and voltage rating is equal to or higher than the rating of the motor. I checked everything out. It is. I started on high speed, which is over here. The green, I don't know if you can make that out. That's my good range. Over here to orange, that's about where I do most of my buffing, where green meets orange. Anything past that bogs down the motor and basically becomes useless. But it does a pretty good job. I've got a selection of buffing wheels I keep behind plastic here so they don't get dusty. I've got everything from brown Tripoli, white diamond, blue rouge, carnauba wax, and just a plain buffing wheel. Range from cotton flannel. The carnauba wax and plain wheel are Dome flannel. They're supposed to be the softest flannel you can get. They're 6-inch wheels. Not much else to see. Drill press, got a cross slide vise on there. I do some real light machining, very light machining. One thing I wanted to show you, I've got a big shop vac down there. You can probably tell the brand, orange and black. And I've got an Oneida Systems Dust Deputy on top of a 5-gallon pail. If you've got a small shop and can't have a big dust collection system, that is well worth the investment. 95 to 99% of the fine dust, chips, and everything go into that bucket. Over here at the lathe, what I did is I made a redneck pole lock hood on 2.5-inch Stay-Flex hose. Does pretty good whenever I'm turning. It's mainly for whenever I'm sanding. I've got lung issues, so I have to keep my air as clean as possible. But I've got some tools that I made. I'll show you all that in another video. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and I think there's a limit on time or something, but I'll pick up another video here in a minute and show you some of the tools. Thanks for watching.